Hello, listener. Welcome to Stardust Studios. Before we begin our story today, I would like to shout out the wonderful people over at Ragsdale Audio Theater who made our entire story possible. With that, I, Lady Stardust, welcome you to Life, Death, and the Interviews That Made Them.
I'm sure you've wondered about the creation of our universe. Well, I can't fully explain it to you. I can surely simplify it in a way that you'll better understand. When our beautiful universe was created, its creator needed to find entities to work to uphold the universal balances of our newly created cycles of life and death. In order to explain this to you, I'm presenting this process as something you'll understand. A job interview. Quiet now. It's time to listen. You want your answers, don't you?
The creator will see you two now. Follow me. I have the two candidates right here, sir.
Thank you, Gladys. Please, you two, come in and take a seat. Now that you're both here, we can begin. First, I'd like to say congratulations to you both. You have been chosen for this final interview for a placement within a high universal career path. Both of you are candidates for the same two jobs, but this interview will determine your proper place.
Thank you so very much for even considering me for this position.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I just want to say that whatever position you decide to place me in, I will do my best to fulfill every creative vision of yours.
That's lovely of you to say.
If you don't mind me asking, what exactly are the jobs we're up for? We weren't told all the details.
We here are the DUSO, or Department of Universal Systems Operations, have been entrusted with the task of fulfilling two positions, an overseer of life and an overseer of death. I used to oversee both of those things, but with the expansion of Project Eden, I will not be able to handle the full workload for much longer.
So, we will oversee those things? This seems pretty important.
It is our most high priority project at the moment.
But what will we do exactly?
That is for you two to learn in the interviews, but I can give a short description if you would like.
Yes, please.
Well, when it comes to the overseer of life, you will oversee every birth into the project, whether it be an animal or human, every sprout of a plant, tree, or crop. You cannot control whether these things happen or not. You will simply be a guiding figure.
Every single life?
Every single one.
And the overseer of death?
As the overseer of death, you will be a transitional guide that helps every soul move from the physical land of the living to our spiritual realm here, where they can choose to wait for those they love to join them or to live another life.
They're no longer immortal?
No, they are not. That comes with the advancement of Project Eden.
So, these souls, they will be born, learn, love, and suffer hardship just for it to end one day?
That's the idea.
So what's the point of it all then? It has to have some type of purpose.
Well, you see, the meaning of it all... Oh, excuse me. Well, I'm conducting the interviews currently. Could you send him up later? Thank you, Gladys. Sorry about that. Everything has just been moving so quick lately. Everyone is eager. With that, I think it's time for the interviews to begin.
You didn't explain...
I'm sure you'll understand soon enough. Now, if you would please wait outside for now, Candidate 2. Once I finish up with Candidate 1, I'll tell Gladys to send you in. There should be some of the angels' favorite cake outside if you would like to help yourself to it. Gladys makes the best cake.
Of course, sir.
Bye, Candidate 2. Isn't that just so fun? I really like that Candidate 1. Who do you think it'll be? Can you feel the tension in the air? Look now, candidate 1 is just sitting there, their eyes on the creator as his eyes scan her resume. I can't imagine being the one in that chair. It doesn't even look that comfortable. Oh look, the interview's starting. Hush up!
You seem worried. Why is that? You're guaranteed a job either way today.
It's just these jobs. They seem like a really big responsibility.
You don't feel you can handle it?
No, it's not that. It's just, why did you call me here for this? I'm not organized. My nickname back at the academy was literally Scatterbrain. I didn't graduate top of my class or anything. No honors or awards.
I called you here to answer some questions for me. You don't need to be a valedictorian to answer some questions, do you?
Well, no.
Well then, I'm sure you'll do just fine today. To start off, I see that you earned a specialized degree in spiritual guidance at the Academy for Spirit Guides and Training. Tell me, what did you plan on doing with it originally?
Yes! My dream was to become an invisible friend for troubled and lonely children. I just wanted to do what I can to relieve some of the stresses of early life. Plus, I'd get to know so many children. Oh, what fun we would have making up stories and having tea parties.
That's quite an amazing and selfless dream to have.
Yeah, but now I'm here, interviewing for this job.
Ah, you're not sure you want this, do you?
If I'm being completely honest, no. And that's nothing against you and this entire operation here. I don't want you to think that at all.
I don't. But I want you to understand this, young one. If by the end of these interviews you truly don't believe this is where you belong, you can turn this down. I'm sure another candidate will come along. You don't need to worry about that. This is completely your choice to make if you want to work here with us at the DUSO.
Okay, I understand.
Good then! Let's continue. How well do you feel you handle a full plate of responsibilities?
I already mentioned Scatterbrain, but I can handle a full plate. It's just, I will be all over the place. I tend to project hop, work on this for a little bit, leave it be for a while, work on something else, go back to the other project. It's an interesting method, but it works for me. I always get my work done either way. It can be chaos, but it's more like organized chaos.
Whatever works for you, we can make work for us.
Great! That's a relief.
Just a few more questions left. These deal with the individual positions themselves.
Alright.
If you were to be placed into the position of Overseer of Life, that would consist of overseeing every birth into the world below. With each birth, you would see every possible life path ahead of each soul. They may be grand, they may be good, they may be sorrowful, or maybe even evil. You cannot change or influence this outcome. You cannot warn them. You don't even interact with each soul. Could you walk me through how you would handle this process?
I would see every possible path. I would know the suffering I'm sending them off to endure. I will know their end.
Yes, you will. But you will also see their greatest triumphs and loves. Every success that follows a failure. Every sunny day that follows a rainy one.
But each life begins innocently. I don't know if I could look into a soul's eyes and send them off without guilt flooding every inch of my conscience, knowing what my hands are subjecting them to.
I understand your concern, but I'm still curious about how you would handle the job. Even if you're not sure, just give it your best shot.
Well, before every birth or sprout or beginning, I would take each soul into my hands, hold it gently, and view the life that lay ahead of them. If it is to be tragic and sorrowful, I would hold it close to my heart and apologize. Apologize for what I'm sending them to experience.
Apologize? Why? I decide their potential fates, not you.
Those souls won't know you, though. They only know my hands. I just don't want them to think I'm sending them into that agony on my own accord. I don't mean to disrespect your plans at all, but could I be honest?
Of course.
I can't help but think my conscience would soon be weighted with guilt.
I understand that. But please, humor me if you will and continue.
Alright. I guess I would tell them I love them no matter their path, and I would ask that soul not to resent me, for I cannot control their destiny. Only they can. If they choose a life of love and triumph, I would hold it and smile. Tell them to remember that I loved them and that I hope they are satisfied with their path and purpose. And then I would send them off. Is that an alright answer?
It's perfect. Another question now.
Yes, please.
If I were to place you as the overseer of death, your duties would be to meet every soul at the end of their life, welcome them, and guide them to our side of the realm. This will be a longer process than the bringing of life. Some souls will require patience, closure, or even just some company while they process their transition. If you're afraid of a guilty conscience, just know that when they enter our realm, their suffering has already been had. It's all behind them. You would help them reflect on it, understand it, all before bringing them back here for an afterlife consultation to figure out their plan and placement. I'd like to know how you would handle this process.
Well, when each soul crosses over into our realm, I would approach them gently. Careful not to frighten them. I assume they would be confused. I would explain where they are and what lays ahead for them. After that, I would ask them if they were satisfied with their life. If they said yes, I'd ask them to tell me why and let them reflect on the good parts. If not, I would also ask why and let them tell me what dissatisfied them. After giving them some time to reflect, I would offer my hand for them to take to begin the final journey to our realm.
A fine answer. That concludes our interview. It's been nice getting to know you, and I hope you are happy however I place you.
Thank you, sir. It would be an honor to serve in such an important position.
Feel free to wait outside until I conclude my interview with the second candidate.
Will do, sir. And I really want some of that cake.
Wow, she made it through. Can you believe it? Oh, I'm so proud of her. I could use some of that cake too right now. Are you peckish? I am. Hold on, let me get a snack and then we can resume. Do you want any of this? No? Okay, if you're sure. Oh, there's candidate 2. Do you think she's stuck up? I'm just kind of getting that vibe. Nothing against her, of course. I'm sure she'll be amazing at whatever job she lands. Oh, look, there they are.
It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you again too, sir. I hope I've provided enough of my past education, my credentials, and my recommendations from mentors. If not, I have extras with me.
No, this is plenty. Besides, we are here to learn about you and where you would be the most effective in the project. So tell me, what did you plan to do before you were called here by me?
It should be right there on the cover page, sir, right there.
Oh yes, I saw it. But I want you to tell me about it. So what was the big dream for you? What did you want to do? I know you were the top of your class at the Academy for Spirit Guides and Training. It must have all been for something, right?
It was, sir. I was training to be an archangel. It's what I've wanted since I was a child.
So you've always been interested in what we've been doing here with Project Eden?
I have, sir. It was my greatest ambition. Until you called me here, of course.
So you're willing to give up your dream of being an archangel for this opportunity you don't even fully know about yet?
Yes, sir, I am, yes.
I sense a hesitance within you. What's wrong?
Nothing is wrong, sir.
All right then, if you say so. If you're worried about what these positions entail, I'm sure the questions I'm about to ask you will clear some things up for you. Are you ready to begin?
I am, sir.
Good then. As I've said, the two positions are being offered to you today, the Overseer of Life and the Overseer of Death. For this interview, I will tell you what each position is responsible for, and you will simply tell me how you would personally handle it. Let's start with Life. This position would include overseeing every soul's universal debut, making sure they arrive at the right place at the right time. With each soul's delivering, you will see the potential life paths we have laid out for them, but you cannot intervene. How will you ensure the smooth running of this process?
Well, I would retrieve every soul sent to me, view its intended path, transport it to its assigned placement in time, and send it on its way.
Great, great. As I said before, with every soul you send off, you will be able to view the possible life paths it could take. Some will be full of greatness, and others could be more evil or negative. That aspect could become an emotional burden. How do you believe you will handle that?
These souls have free will, correct? They control their paths?
That they do. Many paths are laid out before them, but the one they decide to take is up to them.
Well, then the paths they choose isn't really my concern. Sure, some paths may be off-putting, but them choosing the wrong path is not my burden to bear. I'd simply be a transporter of sorts.
Very well put. Now for the position of Overseer of Death. At the end of a soul's universal life, this position would require you to find them, help them transition from their mortal plane to ours, and transport them here to our afterlife placement department. How would you carry this process out?
Well, I'd locate these souls, inform them of our systems and what's ahead of them in the transition process. I'd ask how satisfied they were with their lives, discuss what they did well, what they could have done better, then bring them here shortly after.
Very organized. Speedy, even.
Did I say something wrong, sir?
Not in the slightest, not in the slightest. It's just your methods of handling both jobs are very similar.
Well, they're similar in a way, yes. Cycles to keep the universe running smoothly, those would have to be carried out in a timely manner.
Not exactly. Yes, they are both important cycles, but their emotional impact varies. Life overseeing can be quick, but death would require slower, more patient methods.
Why? What makes death different? It's simply just moving on to something else, something that's often better.
That may be so, but not every soul will understand death. In fact, most will fear it and its unknown factors. Plus, each soul will be leaving behind decades of memories and connections and loved ones. It may take time for them to be ready to leave it all behind. Some may refuse to leave it at all.
With all due respect, I don't really see the reason for any difficulty. Though I understand why it could be a factor for transitioning souls, I would allow time for reflection, as I said. But processes as important as these are to be carried out in a timely manner. I wouldn't allow for much lingering, but you never know. My patience could be improved with practice.
I appreciate your honest answers. That was my final question. And with that, I conclude this interview. Yes, Gladys? I've finished the other interviews and have made the final placements. Send the other candidate back in. Thank you very much.
You've already made the final placements?
I have. Of course, I already had a general idea of where you would be placed before this began. I just needed these interviews to confirm my own thoughts. Welcome back. How was the cake?
It was delicious, fluffy like a cloud almost. You must give me the recipe.
I'm afraid it's not my recipe to give, and I'm not sure Gladys is willing to give up that secret just yet. Speaking of Gladys, I have to pick up the information on your placements to give you. I'll be back in just a moment.
Ooh, it's getting interesting now. the creator present, I sense a little tension in the air. Do you feel it? You could cut it with a knife. What could these two even talk about? One is a busybody know-it-all, and the other is a flighty little dreamer. But who knows? They might surprise us.
So, you went to the academy too?
I did indeed.
I knew it! I knew I recognized you. You graduated top of our class, right?
That I also did, yeah.
I always thought you were so cool. I was never valedictorian material, not even salutatorian, really. More like a comfortable mid-30s out of the class ranking. You always seem to have it all together, though.
You looked up to me? Really?
Yeah, I did. You were always so ambitious. You wanted to be an archangel, right?
I did, yeah.
That's so cool. I always wanted to be an invisible friend. I know it's silly, but it's truly what I wanted, for young children to find comfort with me in their times of need. No child deserves to be lonely. Ever.
I wouldn't dismiss your dream so easily. It's certainly more selfless than my own.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. My name is Stork. I'm happy that we finally get to formally meet.
Well, I'm Reaper. And yeah, it'll be nice to have a friend here. It's all so much.
Yeah, it's a lot indeed. But I'm sure we'll be working together quite a lot. And I'm sorry for not really noticing you back at the academy.
It's all right. No hard feelings, really. We all had our own things we were focused on back then. I was playing chess, and you were probably... What did you like to do?
Well, usually I was studying. But outside of that, I was training for an archangelship.
Psh, that's all school stuff. What else did you like to do?
Well, I don't exactly know. I guess I never had a lot of time for likes.
Well, maybe with this job you will. I have one question, though. Back in school, did you and Artemis actually...
We did.
Really? That's so cool. The kids of the Greeks never really talked to me, only when they needed papers written for them. Artemis always seemed nice, though.
She was. But I do agree, some of them could be a bit arrogant. I only spent time with the nicer ones, though.
It sounds like you two took some time to get to know each other. But now, I have your final placements here.
The big man himself is back now, and so are the results of the interview. How exciting. Do you know who is going to be what now? I do, but that's just because I already know. No, I'm not going to spoil it, so don't ask. Just listen.
Now, for your final placements. Are you two ready?
We are.
Good then. Candidate 1, or shall I say Reaper, you have been placed in the position of Overseer of Death, if you wish to take it, of course.
I do. I accept.
Good to hear, which means that you, Stork, have earned the position of Overseer of Life. Congratulations to you two.
Thank you, sir, for this opportunity.
No, thank you both for coming here today. Before I leave, I just have to have Gladys come in here with...
I'm sorry, sir. I told him to wait.
Lucifer! What is the meaning of this? I specifically told you I was meeting with you later.
You said you needed to speak with me. I'm here for you to do that. You know my patience runs short.
You need to wait your turn, Lucifer.
Gladys, it's alright. He's here now. Might as well talk to him.
You're Lucifer? The Archangel?
That I am, sweetheart. Then who might you be?
Lucifer, enough. Leave them be.
Oh, okay. So these are the candidates you were talking about. Which ones did you get? The suspense is just killing me! I don't know which one of you is death, but you probably thought that was funny.
I don't, honestly.
Hurts just a bit. I'll get over it. I mean, I find myself funny anyway. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I can see why.
What was that, doll?
Nothing.
Lucifer, look over here, please.
You do know that Az is not going to be happy about all this, right?
Azrael will feel just fine about it. Besides, the workload is going to be much heavier now. That's not your concern, though, Lucifer. I brought you here to tell you that your position within Project Eden will be changing.
Really? What, am I actually finally fired? Because if so, I swear I had nothing to do with that apple.
Don't lie to me, Lucifer.
It's true. I watched it right on that feed. That girl waltzed right up to that little tree. I bet it was Medusa's petty little snakes.
Exhibit. I know you were involved, and no, you're not fired, unfortunately. You're just being reassigned.
Oh, okay. I'm being promoted then. In that case, the apple thing was completely my original idea. If Loki says otherwise, he's a liar.
Your new position will be Punisher of the Damned.
Now we're talking! Finally, I get to do something fun around here that's not just hearing Michael talk all day about patience, love, and kindness. Makes me nauseous.
You will be removed from your Archangel position within the coming days. Be prepared for the change, Lucifer.
Well, there's Stork. Looks like an Archangel position is open with me being booted. That's what you always wanted, right? You could have it by tomorrow.
How do you even know about that? Did you read our files?
That I did.
As much as I disapprove of his behavior, he makes a good point, Stork. If it's still your greatest wish, I'll happily let you become an Archangel. I'll completely understand if you choose to do so.
What's it gonna be, Storky? The clock is ticking.
As much as I appreciate the offer, sir, I want this job. I want to be the overseer of life.
Really? Are you serious?
Yes. As much as I've loved meeting you, this is the path I want to take now.
That's great to hear, Stork.
Whatever. You people are boring.
I quite like being boring. It ensures I'm productive.
Says the one who had too much ambrosia punch at Zeus's and Hera's anniversary party and created that platypus abomination.
That's how those came along?
That was one time, and you said you wouldn't talk about that.
And I swear on you, it won't leave this room if I get to have my little fun with that little mortal like we talked about.
You need to let go of this Dante idea. It's not happening. We can't just subject some mortal to your inferno.
Just, keep an open mind, will ya?
Here's the uniforms you ordered, sir.
What monstrosities have you cooked up now, Gladys?
These are the new uniforms for the Stork and Reaper here.
On top of being the best assistant and baker here at the DOSO, Gladys is also our uniform designer.
Keep talking like that, Lucifer, and you're not getting another cake from me.
What? You know, Lilith and I can't live without your chocolate cakes. The fluffy white stuff you always have around here is just angelic.
While you're here, I wanted to ask, how do you feel about pitchforks?
Pitchforks?
Could you two please take this outside?
Of course, sir. Come on, hun. I'll show you the concept sketches.
Oh, and Lucifer, I've mandated that you train for 3 weeks under Hades for afterlife management.
Seriously? That guy is so stuck up and prim and proper and...
Lucifer!
Coming now, Gladys.
I apologize for him. He's been a difficult one since his teenage years. I can only hope I handle my own son better. Anyway, I hope you two like your uniforms, both suited for your new jobs.
Now look at those sweet outfits. A green pinstripe suit that matches the color of the leaves on the most lively trees, the true embodiment of life itself, you could say. With it, a white messenger bag to carry the new souls anywhere in the world and in time. The uniform of life. Then you have a long black cloak with a hood to hide the face of our friend, to protect their identity from angry mortals seeking vengeance. With it comes a scythe perfect for painlessly harvesting the souls of the once living, the uniform of death.
I love this. It's perfect. I've always been more of the suit type, too.
Why will I be so hidden?
For your own protection.
You never told us these jobs were dangerous.
They aren't. Technically, no mortal can hurt you. The figure of death is a unique case, though. When it comes to giving life, there's usually a lack of protest. But when it comes to taking it, especially if it's deemed too soon, the mortals can be angry, vengeful. You cannot be seen or identified. Mortals will try to seek you out, bargain with you, or even try to trick or cheat you. If they don't know who you are, they can't.
Oh.
But don't worry too much. Most will welcome you and go willingly. They will understand their time is up, but there will always be unique cases, of course.
I understand.
And of course, if anyone gives you too much trouble, I'm sure Lucifer will be willing to help you out. You'll commonly be working with him anyway.
I have to work with him?
You don't like him? He was a former archangel.
I don't care what he was. Frankly, he was a bit arrogant for my taste.
I'm sure you two will work something out. And with that, I would like to formally welcome you, Stork and Reaper, to Project Eden.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. I can't wait to begin.
You two have a lot to do before you begin. Over the next few months, you'll be introduced to every dimensional force, introduced to their planned belief systems that will contribute to our project, so that you may learn to do your jobs accordingly. I now dismiss you. Get some rest, you two. Your orientation begins tomorrow.
Who will we be meeting with?
Let's see here. Monday, you'll meet with the Buddha. On Tuesday, Horus. Wednesday, you will split off with Stork meeting with Mother Nature. And Reaper with Azrael. Thursday is with Zeus and Hera. Friday is with Odin. And Saturdays with a few of the great spirits.
And on Sunday?
You're off, of course. If I'm not working, I don't expect you to.
Well, there it is. That's what happened. Oh, you still want to know more? Can't you just be grateful? Fine. I guess you can know what happens next. Over time, dear observer, Stork and Reaper fell into their routines. Stork carries on speeding through every soul's placement, and Reaper takes their time with each soul's transition, like they were always meant to balance each other out. Stork soon became more open-minded and optimistic, seeing how many souls choose the best paths for themselves. On the other hand, Reaper was constantly faced with souls regretful of their choices, who left behind loved ones and legacies, animals who deserved better, and children who deserved more time. Doing her best to comfort each, her eyes became sadder. Lucifer took to calling her the Grim Reaper, and it stuck. They did work out their differences eventually. His dark humor and methods of intimidation with difficult souls stifled a laugh from Reaper when she didn't think he was listening. Besides that, Reaper and Stork still find time to spend with each other, and the Creator watches from afar, proud of the choices he made long before those interviews ever even took place.